So let's talk sitemaps. Now, what a sitemap is a list of all the accessible pages for search engines as well as users. A sitemap essentially helps robots that crawl your site from Google, Bing, Yahoo to index the site files and inform themselves of new changes. Now, there are two different kinds of sitemaps. There's an XML and an HTML one. An XML sitemap is usually full of metadata and URLs on the website. It's nothing fancy looking at all. It's really for the search engines. And cool enough, WordPress actually makes one for you automatically. Now, might not be the best one, so I recommend using one or creating one through Yoast or Google XML sitemaps. And I'll actually show you how to do one with the Google XML plugin, which is what I personally use. Once you're ready to submit your XML sitemap, you simply have to verify it on Google Search Console. And it's super easy, especially because we've already established a Google Analytics account. Now, an HTML sitemap is usually more visually appealing that you can kind of stylize, and you have to make this yourself. Totally not necessary. As your site grows bigger, it may be something to contemplate. So let's go ahead and I will show you guys how to make a sitemap. So when we're on our dashboard right here, we're going to go to the plugins on the left-hand side and press Add New. Now, I already have the plugin installed, so I'm just simply reviewing how to download the plugin. So you're going to search for Google XML. And this first plugin right here, Google XML Sitemaps, you're going to install it and activate it using the same steps as downloading any plugin. Now, once it's installed, you're going to want to head to the settings and hover over it and select XML sitemap on the bottom. Now, you might see a little bit of a different page. Again, I already have the sitemap on, and I really shouldn't uninstall the sitemap just to reinstall it. But really what you're going to look for is you want to, first in this basic options setting right here, you want to make sure that you have it selected to notify Google, Bing, as well as add sitemap URL. Make sure that these three are selected. And when you scroll down here, you want to make sure that you select the content from that you want the sitemap to have. So your home page for sure, your post, your statics, categories, archives, author pages if you want. So, and when you're done, you're going to select update options or save, depending on how it displays. Now, the rest of the settings you can just keep default, so that's awesome. The next step after actually installing the sitemap onto your site is you are going to want to then go to search.google.com, which brings you to the Google Search Console. Now, I already have it installed for most of my domains, and I'm going to just walk you through how to install one. So when you go to search.google.com, you might get kind of like a start now page. You're just going to get there, and it's going to bring you something similar to this right here, where it's going to tell you, hey, what property do I want to put in, what URL prefix. Usually you're going to put in just your domain here, or you can just put in your full website right here. I'm going to choose this option, but that's because I have multiple subdomains under a larger domain, but you guys should be able to use this domain option right here. Now you want to go ahead and make sure you type it in exactly how it needs to be. Press continue, and it's going to verify it for us. And because we, like I said, we already have Google Analytics installed, then all we needed to do is just verify the domain, which it did for us. And once you're done, you just go to property, and that's it. That's how you install that. This is not something you're going to necessarily need for your project overall, but it's just good practice to have a sitemap. That way, all the search engine robots know to crawl your site and how to validate the content, how to rank it, things like that. So it's definitely necessary. So let's go ahead and go into the next section.